Stop by and see us at 261 Rolling Hill Road in Mooresville. Black Powder Coffee.
Put your hands together, Belmont!
Good afternoon, Lake Norman. This is Justin Dionne. You're listening to Know the Scene. You just heard that Chicago bumper music. Well, Chicago. Speaking of, this weekend, Cain Center for the Arts has Chi-Town Tribute Band, the Chi-Town Transit Authority Chicago Tribute Band's playing. It's sold out. It's sold out. Some single tickets. They do have some. So I should be clear. Sorry, it's not completely sold out. It's like pretty much like the only tickets left, from what I understand, are like single seats. So like, if you don't mind, if you got some friends you want to come with that you're like, look guys, we just can't sit together, or or whatever, take a chance, or or I will say you can always call up and see if you can get on a waiting list in case if tickets come available. My ticket director will kill me for saying this, but it does happen sometimes that you can show up and just wait. And then, like, sometimes people don't show up, or sometimes people be like, oh, I ended up not needing my tickets, or I bought too many tickets than I need. So you can always take that chance. No guarantees. But Chi-Town, Chi-Town Transit Authority this weekend, Cain Center for Arts on Saturday. Just rolling off a big weekend last week of Frozen Jr.
All the Elsas
Boy,
and Annas.
I'll tell you what.
Elsas and Anna. They were so cute.
It was, God, what were the numbers today? There were over 2,400. I think it was like 2,400 people came to see Frozen Jr. last week between Thursday to Saturday. And then on top of that, there were like almost 1,000 school children and like school children and teachers all wrapped in together that came during the day on Thursday and Friday. We had buses pull up and little kids walking down the street from Cornelius Elementary.
It was really cute.
And yeah, it was great. It was busy. It was great.
It was super busy.
Great week last week. Congrats, Davison community players and those kid performers, man. Youth performers. Those kids were, God, probably as young as like, I'd say they might have been as young as like 7 or 8.
Yeah, they were pretty young. I don't even know. They
up to like maybe like 17.
Mm-hmm.
And they were fantastic. And you got to give those kids a lot of credit too, because they literally did. They did starting on Thursday. They did school show, 2 performances, 2 school shows, 2 performances, 3. They did 10 performances.
Yeesh.
In 3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because they had all their school
10 performances in 3 days. Those kids did. Good for them.
That was really good though.
They were killer. So if you made it to see Frozen Jr., congratulations. If you didn't, sorry. But I think, hey, it went so well that I think maybe we'll have to have Davison community players back to the Cain Center.
I think that they're
really that may happen. I think
really
that may happen.
For us.
Good people over there at DCP.
Yes, we enjoyed having
happy
them.
to have them. And then, by the way, if you have not noticed, we have a very special guest today.
Woo-hoo.
As the now officially Simone, the most repeated guest on the show.
Ooh. That's my title.
Simone El Bey.
I'm taking that home.
Our Director of Visual Arts and Education for Cain Center for the Arts.
At this point.
Oh, Bill got you some music. Yeah.
Bill got me some music.
Simone's got her own music. I like it. You're official. You're official now. Simone El Bey here.
I'm taking that home. That was the award of the week right there. But I'm always glad to be here. I mean, me and Justin, and I don't say that because I know him. But class act. I think we're just fun together. Yeah. We're just. I
appreciate. Like, I don't feel the pressure. Like, believe it or not, even after doing the show for almost 6 months now.
Yeah.
Maybe not quite 6 months. Close though. We're getting there.
Yes.
I still do a lot of times before the show. Like, still feel like a little. The pressure of like, all right, I'm going to talk to this person, and have I thought about what I'm going to ask them correctly, and are we going to work it out right? But not with Simone.
Yay.
We can just jam.
Yeah, we can. The feeding off of each other is really simple and really easy. We enjoy that.
It's good to be able to have someone to jam with.
Yes.
I'm sure, like Justin and Mamie.
Yeah.
From Lake Norman Mimi's. Well, yeah. So Simone, we were still talking about last week, but I think it's important that people know. Like, yes, we had a great week last week. with
Yeah, we did.
performance stuff, and even the week before with the Drifters.
Yeah.
Woo, and
The
Rocky
Drifters.
Lynn. The Drifters and Rocky Lynn,
The
great
Drifters were the
shows,
thing.
performances. People love them. Drifters
did.
knocked people dead.
I was about to say Drifters.
It's wild.
That Drifters was really wild.
But we've also got a lot. Simone's here today to talk about a lot of the great visual arts stuff that's happening right now because we opened 2 new exhibits.
Yep.
And the first one was last Friday night. We had a reception.
Yes. Homegrown
for
reception.
Homegrown.
Homegrown.
And new Homegrown Jr.
Homegrown Jr. That was really fun. It was really fun. This Homegrown is a community exhibit that accepts almost all mediums. The only caveat is really size, and that's because we pretty much accept as many pieces and as many different types of artwork as can fit.
Like,
we go
yes.
with only the fit. Not the quality, the skill, the level of the artist. We don't do any of those things.
Although that is like the quality and skill of these artists is phenomenal.
I mean, I think every year we have done this, it has just gotten bigger and better.
Mhm.
Like our artists, because this is actually where our students get to exhibit. Like
Mhm.
this is the thing where they really get to feed, where they could actually like practice what it's like to be an exhibiting
it's kind
artist
of
for
like
them.
it's kind of like getting ready for the game,
Yeah.
right? Like they take their classes at Cain
Mhm.
Center and they're learning, they're practicing their
Mhm.
skills, and then Homegrown comes and it's almost like it's the game. It's
Yes.
like the Super Bowl for them every year.
Like the Homegrown exhibit is really one that is the most popular. And this year it became a little bit bigger in its popularity because this is the first year we did Homegrown Jr.
Yeah.
Homegrown Jr. is, so we don't specifically yet have a exhibit that is only for children, but we added a component to Homegrown where it was Homegrown Jr. from the ages of 10 to 16. And I mean, their work was phenomenal. And they all came to the reception. Shout out to Tina Vincent, who is a art pop artist from class of 2023. She, as their teacher, was like, I have some really good artists in my class.
Yeah.
Can I submit? I said, submit them all.
Yeah.
We'll
Do
take
it.
them all.
Do it.
And I was like, you know what? I'm going to have to hold the wall off just for their work. But I mean, they submitted and they showed out. And it was so much fun seeing them. I mean, first of all, it was packed in there. It was packed. And then seeing the artists, like the little kids come in and take pictures with their art, and their grandparents came in and neighbors came in and purchased the artwork. It was like, I don't want them to know that I'm purchasing their first piece of art. It was just really cool to see the camaraderie of them actually having a place to display their artwork. And I think that was the coolest thing, is that like, I think with Homegrown, we've seen it do something different every year.
Mhm.
And I think that's just what our goal is going to be for Homegrown.
Well, I think something that's neat with Homegrown, and we'll keep talking about Homegrown too after the break, but I think something that's neat with Homegrown is since we've taken it over, because it did. So Homegrown, the exhibit itself, has been around for a long time.
It has been
and it was one of the ones that the Cornelius Parks and Rec department started. I don't know if they started. I can't remember if they started or what, but we inherited it from them and have continued to steward that program. And Simone's done a great job of stewarding it and growing it and making it Cain Center, our way now too. But it's the journey of hearing and watching some of these artists and community members who are artists like grow year over year too, which is neat. So all right, so we're gonna put a pin in it real quick while we go to break, and then we're gonna come back after break. We're gonna keep talking about Homegrown and Homegrown Jr., and then we're also gonna talk about a little director's choice.
Director's choice. The reason.
All right.
For the season. Homegrown too.
That's right. Come on back after the break.
All right.
Keep it right here. Know the Scene with Cain Center for the Arts Executive Director Justin Dionne will return after this short break on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Well, the snow lovers continue in pain and continue to miss out while the North Carolina mountains are getting all of that fun. A quick 1-2 punch tonight of a few showers, mainly while we're sleeping. Overnight will amount to likely nothing more than 1/4 of an inch of rain across the area. Temperatures dipping down into the mid-30s for our Wednesday. We'll start with a shower possible before daybreak, but as we go throughout the day, clouds will hang on for a while, slowly clearing with sunshine to finish. Night temperatures in the mid and upper 40s. That's your forecast for the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Here's your WSIC community calendar. Merlefest is back, April 25th through the 28th at Wilkes Community College. featuring nearly 100 performers, including Old Crow Medicine Show, Turnpike Troubadours, the Teskey Brothers, Nickel Creek, and more. Tickets and information at merlefest.org. Listen each morning to Good Morning LKN for your chance to win tickets. Mooresville Parks and Recreation is excited to bring The Great Magician Murder Mystery Dinner Theater to the Charles Mack Citizen Center, Saturday, February 10th. This is not your usual murder mystery experience. An evening of theater and mystery that will have you laughing and gasping. The Great Magician Murder Mystery Dinner Theater, Saturday, February 10th. For more info, visit ourtownstage.com. Chi-Town Transit Authority is coming to Cain Center for the Arts, Saturday, February 3rd. Come hear the 8-piece Chicago tribute band, horn and woodwind sections included. Chi-Town Transit Authority, Cain Center for the Arts, Saturday, February 3rd. cainarts.org. That's CAINarts.org. The North Carolina Gun Collectors Association Gun Show is coming to the Statesville Civic Center, February 3rd and 4th. Always remember, safety first. For more info, including show rules and restrictions, visit the North Carolina Gun Collectors Association website. The NCGCA Gun Show, February 3rd and 4th, Statesville Civic Center. Want to attend the Charlotte Home and Remodeling Show? Throughout the day, you have your chance to win tickets. Listen to Good Morning LKN, the Home Ad Show, the News Drive at 5, and the Scoreboard. Each show gives you your chance to win. The Charlotte Home and Remodeling Show, February 23rd through the 25th. Have an event you would like to tell people about? Yard sales, estate sales, and everything in between? Visit WSICnews.com and click on events to submit your event today.
Know the Scene continues. Here's your host, Cain Center for the Arts Executive Director Justin Dionne on 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Yeah, I like it. Nice, Bill. Nice little bumper there. Know the scene, everybody. Know your scene. Here in the Lake Norman region and beyond. Thanks for listening. Justin Dionne, your host here today. By the way, if you enjoy our show, we hope you will subscribe to the podcast version of it. We hope. Open up your podcast app, whatever app you use for those podcasts. If it's Apple Podcasts or Spotify, whichever. And just search WSIC, Know the Scene, and subscribe. Smash that subscribe button, and you'll get to hear updates on every time it uploads. You won't even have to worry about if you're listening at 4 p.m. on Tuesday. That won't matter because you will automatically get the download or upload. And if you set your notification for it, even it'll like ding your phone and say new episode is available.
Ooh.
And you can listen to old episodes. So you can go back and eventually we'll have a full Justin and Simone like library.
Ooh, that'd be so cool.
Every Justin and Simone show.
We gotta do some
to follow it along.
We gotta do something on the next one.
We do.
Yeah, we gotta do something like really like.
Well, you think about what that thing is you want to do, and then we'll do it.
Okay, cool. That's generally how this goes.
That's generally how this goes.
This is generally.
Justin's always like, "Yep, you just tell me what you want to do with that, and then we'll do it."
Yes, and I will actually catch that and be like, "Sure."
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. Actually.
So lots of great stuff. By the way, WSIC here, listening to 105.9 FM, 100.9 FM, 1400 AM. You can give us a call if you'd like at any point today to chat or anything.
Oh, they should call us.
Give us a call, 844-STUDIO-4 or 844-788-3464. And you can chat with Bill, and Bill will throw you to us. And we can, you can comment on things we're saying or ask questions. So speaking of that, I want to get back. Simone, we were talking about our show, Homegrown, right now, that is down in the Oak Street Mill in the Cornelius Arts Center. So remember, so this is in downtown Cornelius, there, exit 28. Don't go toward the lake. Go the other direction when you get off the interstate. And in downtown, and then actually behind Cain Center for the Arts, kind of down the hill, if you will.
Down the hill,
and,
that's what we
in
call
Oak Street Mill, that's right, we call it down the hill. Sometimes I call it downstairs.
Yes, we really do.
Downstairs. But that's Oak Street Mill, and that's where our ceramics center and programs are. That's where the second gallery is down there. Summer camps happen down there, all that stuff, and that's where Homegrown is. It's a fantastic
I'm gonna try to get
exhibit.
Autumn to call in.
Oh yeah, get her to call in. She can chat.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
So that's Homegrown, and it opened, and it's going to run how long, Simone?
Until March 29th.
Until March 29th. So you got plenty of time, everybody.
Yeah.
You can drop by there. What are the hours that they can drop by, Simone, if they want to come by and see the artwork?
Monday and Tuesday is 10 to 4. Wednesday it's 10 to 1. Thursday we have an evening hour for those who can't make it during the day. We do 4 to 8. Friday we're closed, and then on Saturday you can come in from 10 to 12:30, as well as do an open studio.
There you go.
If you are a ceramic student. So we have a couple of
Saturday
different
morning,
options.
yeah. So
Saturday
morning,
mornings.
maybe if you're working during the week,
Yeah.
you can either come at night.
We do have a night option for
On
people.
what day was that again? You can come at night.
Thursday, yeah. And that kind of helps like with parents when they're exhibiting.
Yes.
So like that kind of gives everybody an option to come when they have the time. So
Yes.
You can come after 5. You can come before 5. You can come on the weekend in the morning.
Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Get
so
up Saturday morning, run your errands, come over to the Cornelius
Yeah.
Art Center, check out the art, go grab some lunch after,
Mhm.
Purchase a piece of art. I'll tell you, for those of you, Rachel and I bought a piece.
As soon as Rachel came in, she was like, that one.
Yes. If anyone here, one of the cool things about a lot of the art that we have at Cain Center, but especially Homegrown too, is that Homegrown, the art that is for sale, because not all of it is for sale. Some of the artists are like, no, this is my special piece, I'm not selling it.
Yeah.
But I promise you, if you maybe offer them the right amount, they might sell it. But is that it's a great way to, and these are really talented folk, guys. These are local artists, but don't let that fool
No,
you. Sometimes
please
people
don't.
hear the word local and they go, oh, it's local, it's not going to be. No. These are phenomenal pieces. And, if you have thought to yourself, man, I've always wanted to buy a piece of art, but I'm intimidated by the cost of it. Is it really going to be this or that? No, these pieces, there's price ranges from, as low as like $50 to $75, like up, and it's great stuff. Really cool,
we really do have
artwork.
some. We really do have some really good artists in our area. Like we just have. It's so surprising sometimes to get away from the minutia of like paperwork and numbers and meetings and things like that. Sometimes I just walk down to the classes.
Yeah.
And I just go into the classrooms, talk to the teachers, talk to the students, and they just bring it all back.
Yeah.
It's something. It's like they're like, oh, Simone, look at what I'm working on. Or sometimes like they were working on a piece and they haven't seen me and they're finished with it. They'll email it to me and they'll show me the different things. One of our artists that are in the Director's Choice, which we're going to talk about, Emily Basson, Debbie, one of my colleagues and our staff members, she is in love with Debbie. She's in love with Emily. Oh my God. Like Emily went out and put out different types of notebooks. Deb went and got one. Like that's her face. She tells me all the time. She's like, that's one of my favorite art pop artists.
I love it.
She started, and it's really cool to see like, even though everybody's not in the same space, like the team and the students and the teachers, like they still cross-reference. Yeah. Like, and it's really cool because Debbie, she's like, oh, I'm following the 2024 class of art pop this year. I got to figure out what my favorite, because Emily was my favorite for 2023.
Yeah.
So it's really cool. And then Anita will get in and she'll be like, well, I really like this one. And so this is the whole thing. Anita really likes it.
I always like to get my sneak peek.
You do.
I like to get my sneak peek.
Yeah.
I am, that's something that I think I love is that, one of the things I love about everything that's happening right now, and we talk about the scene, right? It's not just, I'm going to stretch it and say it's not even just, we've talked about how, I've had Chris Bukidis on, with the food, restaurant and entertainment scene that he works with, right, with his venues. And then, I've had Dave on from Lost Worlds, and we started talking about the brewery and brewery scene and stuff. Obviously we talk about, the performing arts and the visual arts like scene and that too, right? But what's cool too is like what you're kind of talking about is like the developing artist scene.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? There's an artist
that's
scene
a thing for us.
too. And that's cool. In my mind, that's one of the cool things about a community, right? Is as you start to develop that scene, it's not just like, yes, the businesses, yes, this, yes, that, but also the people. It has to be the people that make up that. So the local musicians, like when we've talked to Adam with Learn Music, right? Local musician, what he does. But these artists that Simone's having do not just our Homegrown exhibit, but when we talk a little bit later about the Director's Choice, Lake Norman and Charlotte area as a whole is really, I think, finding itself in a really cool space with artists. Yeah. And something I've always thought is neat, me personally, and not everyone may feel this way, but I've always loved like having pieces of art around my house or like
Yeah.
in my office
Yes.
that are done by like local, like local,
Like your whole office got
localized
people.
Yeah, well, like localized
Ooh,
people.
we have
Who's that? Who's that?
I know who it is.
Caller on the line. Do we know who it is? Oh, I see. All right. I
Ooh.
think Simone has a special guest.
I do
let
have
us
a
know
special guest.
when she's on, Bill. All right.
Hello.
Hi.
Oh my goodness, that's my friend. Oh yay!
Yeah. It's Autumn. She's
Yay,
live.
it's
Autumn, you're live on the
Autumn.
radio.
Autumn, it's so funny.
Hi, everybody.
Yay! Autumn, tell him who you are. Tell him. Can I tell him? Does she tell him? I'm
Hi.
excited.
Simone, introduce Autumn real quickly to everybody.
Okay, Autumn is the 2023 class of artists that came out last year for Art Pop. She's a ceramicist, and more importantly, she is a very dear friend of mine. And she's an exhibiting artist in the Director's Choice exhibit, and I am so excited that she is the first time that I got to talk to somebody on the phone. That is the first time I've done this, and of course, Autumn would give that to me.
I love it.
See, there's so many firsts today.
Autumn, welcome to the show.
Well, hi, guys. It's so good to hear you and be a part of it. I'd love that this is Simone's first phone call. That's such a rad thing.
That's right.
Nice.
Simone's first caller in.
And it's my tongue.
What are you? So Autumn, I know we were hoping to get you in person today, but you had a pretty good reason why you couldn't be here. Why couldn't you be here today?
Oh, I know. I so wish I could have been there today, but I was helping one of our dearest friends, Anna Dean, install some beautiful artwork at the Rail Trail exhibit. So we were climbing on ladders, moving lights, getting everything plugged in for the big light reveal turn on this Friday. So I'd love to be there, but we're deep in install. We actually got it done today, so it's really beautiful. So you guys
Oh,
can check
good.
this out on Friday.
Congratulations.
So,
Yeah, good.
Autumn, local artist, popping, always working, always out there hustling.
Always.
And
Yes.
and helping out.
Anna did.
Anna's been on the show.
Mhm.
We had Anna Dean on the show, so we've loved that.
Mm-hmm. And Autumn,
Anna is so cool.
Anna's just got this mechanical thinking engineer mind that
Yeah.
you just can't. I mean, she's just cool.
So Autumn, this is your second show that you've been in at Cain Center coming up. Can you tell us about this piece that you have in this upcoming show?
Yes. So this piece, actually, I love that Simone's on the show because just a shout out to having people in your court that champion you. But so I had done this body of work that was first exhibited in the Art Pop class of 2023, which is like this marbled work. And for me, it's like near and dear to my heart because it has these two clay bodies inside of it that are North Carolina clay bodies, and they're intermingled together. And they have this really cool reaction inside of the kiln, but they actually fractured. They pulled away from each other, which I didn't expect. And so I had this idea of like, instead of just like discarding this whole piece, like what if I highlighted their brokenness and made something beautiful out of it. So I laced it up. Shout out to my grandmother who is a master seamstress and grown up in textile world. That's what I like. Most of my first crafts were in textiles, and so I laced it back up and I filled it in with gold, and it just became this really beautiful kind of highlight to this broken piece. And so this piece is exhibiting that will be on display, definitely coming up for the Director's Choice, is another step forward in that progression. This one's actually kind of even more interesting because I picked the North Carolina clay, but I also picked like a lab clay, which is like nowhere in nature is this black, very deep color clay. And so I put these stark two colors together, and the same thing happened. It intermingled together great, and then the other part it ripped farther apart than I had ever expected it to. So I, again, did this really beautiful repair process inside of it, just highlighting their differences, but also highlighting the way that they work together. So you guys will get to see that in person. It's one of my favorites. I love it. I don't know if I'll ever get rid of it. So it's so cool.
Well, we love it, and we thank you so much for showing your piece, and we thank you for calling in. We're going to have to go to break, but thank you, Autumn. Thank you for calling in, and everyone make sure to come see Autumn's piece at the Director's Choice exhibit. We're going to talk about that more after the break.
Yay! Thanks, Autumn. Thanks, Tom.
Thanks.
Thanks,
Bye.
Autumn.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.
Yourself.
From routine visits to the joys of pregnancy to the illnesses that stop you in your tracks, Iredell Health System will be by your side. Learn more at iredellhealth.org.
Welcome to a Bible Minute with Pastor Randy Mitchell from Temple Baptist Church in Statesville.
In Acts chapter number 20, Paul the preacher says, I kept back nothing that was profitable unto you, but have showed you and have taught you publicly from house to house, testifying to both Jews and Greeks repentance toward God and faith toward our Lord Jesus Christ. What was Paul preaching? He's preaching repentance toward God and faith toward our Lord Jesus Christ. Now, I'm not much of a chef or a baker, but I know from experience that when my wife fixes things, there are key ingredients. Some of those key ingredients don't make up the majority of the recipe, but if you leave them out, then the recipe is not going to turn out. Folks, in today's day and age, repentance is being left out of the gospel message. And I testify to you here today, you need to have faith in Jesus Christ, but that ingredient of repentance must be present in your heart. God bless you.
Thanks for listening to a Bible Minute with Pastor Randy Mitchell here on WSIC.
Little Shavers Wood Shop and Building Supply is your one-stop source for winter electric and torpedo heaters, heat lamps, pine and cedar shavings, ice melt, and snow sleds. Plus, year-round items including PPG paints and stains, tools for plumbing and heating, and automotive supplies. Over 55,000 warehouse products available. You'll find Little Shavers on Facebook and online at littleshavers.com. That's LILshavers.com.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Home buyers aren't the only ones being squeezed by high mortgage rates. Homeowners are feeling it too as weak demand holds down home values. The latest reading from S&P CoreLogic shows prices rose just 0.2% in November. 1 month into 2024, and we've already seen a flurry of layoffs at several big employers, including 12,000 at UPS announced today. Who's most likely to get the axe? Employment experts say middle managers and remote workers are most at risk. Stocks are mixed with earnings from Alphabet and Microsoft due after the bell. Dow Industrial's up 127. The S&P is down a point. The Nasdaq down 114. Strength in the U.S. economy and stimulus in China have the International Monetary Fund raising its outlook for global growth this year. It now sees a 3.1% gain in the world economy. Its previous estimate was 2.9. Larry Kofsky, Bloomberg Radio.
Now, more Know the Scene with Cain Center for the Arts Executive Director Justin Dionne on 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Yeah, Bill, I like this. This is some different bumper music too. I like it. It's a little funky. I like it. WSIC. I always want to be one of those voices. Can I do, I have to do my bumper. One day we'll book it far out enough again, Bill, that I can do those bumpers we did last fall. Welcome back, everybody, after the break. Welcome back. Know the Scene. Talking about visual arts stuff going on in the Lake Norman region, specifically right now at Cain Center for the Arts with 2 exhibits. We were talking about Homegrown, which, again, great exhibit. Come and check that out at the Cornelius Arts Center down in Oak Street Mill through the end of March. End of March.
March 29th.
And then we just got off the phone with Autumn, who's one of our fantastic artists who is involved with our next exhibit, which is also open now.
Yes.
But this one's open up the hill.
Up the hill.
In Cain Center for the Arts Gallery, in the Keel Family Gallery there. And this is a special exhibit. Simone, why don't you tell the audience all about what is the Director's Choice exhibit?
The Director's Choice exhibit is a mirage of different artists that we have exhibited in our facility and that have actually felt like Cain family since they've been with us. You know, like they've come in and they have really just meshed with us, with the team. Like we fell in love with their work, but we really fell in love with their artistry, their message, and the way that they understand the intentionality behind community. Not only in their own work, but just how they collab and operate with other artists, because that's a real thing. When you have a lot of passionate people, you want to be able to share the emotional space. And I mean, in every space that I have been with and with these artists. I have shared a space with them, and they have just brought like the vibe of community. And so Justin, of course, is like, well, what can you do with something like this kind of exhibit? And I'm like, I don't know. Let's see. And so we sent out the invitation. It was an invite only list. And we sent it out to people that were held near and dear to us, where their work was phenomenal, but not just their work, but their intentionality, their artistry, and their passion for the work was just as phenomenal and just as telling. It was very obvious. And so we put them all in one room. And now we have the Director's Choice exhibit that is up, and we are ecstatic about it. 50% of the proceeds from this particular exhibit goes back to our community impact programs specifically. So this is not something that we just collect the money for. Like, this is specifically for what we do in the community, which is why this group of artists was so apropos for this exhibit.
And so I think, and that's an important piece to say about this exhibit as well. Is this exhibit, one of the special things about it is, you heard Simone talk about our community impact programs. So we've talked before on the show, Cain Center for the Arts, we offer, during the summer, we commit that 10% of all of our summer camps are going to go to, kids in the community who, you normally maybe not be able to, their family wouldn't be able to send them to camp, right? So we commit 10% of those spots every year to kids in the community that need them. And we, we do our music lesson program with Learn Music. We've talked about that, where 21 kids get free one-on-one music lessons for an entire year and a free instrument. Right? We do community ticket access programs where people in the community get to come see performances at no cost, for them. And there was lots of other stuff that we do. And all of these things are funded by our community impact funds. And this exhibit is a method that helps to fund those programs. So again, 50% of the proceeds of each piece that's sold in this exhibit goes to those programs. So you can come to this exhibit and not only see, again, more phenomenal art, but also you can, if you feel so inclined and inspired, to purchase a piece and have one of these really great local artists like Charlotte. Region, local killer artists have a piece in your house, in your office, wherever. You can also know that 50% of that value goes to help, kids and families and people in the community have access to the programs that we have at Cain Center. Speaking of, I believe we have one of our artists on the phone.
We do.
Simone, do you want to greet them and introduce them?
I do want to greet them, and I'll introduce them. I'll lower my excitement. I'm really excited, though, but I will get a handle on that. I'm ready, Bill.
All right, go. It's you.
Hello, Will.
Hey, Simone, how are you?
Oh my goodness. Hey, Will. I told them that I would put a cap on my excitement. Please don't make me a liar. I am so excited to hear from you. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited about the exhibit. I'm so excited about this new year, starting off with such an amazing event.
Yay. I'm so excited. Like, me and Justin were in here talking about just the camaraderie of artists that we chose for this exhibit, and how these pieces, once they sell and when people make a purchase, how they go directly back to the community impact. But I wanted to give you a minute to talk about your piece. We love your work, man. Go ahead and let's hear what you submitted for this exhibit.
Yes, thank you. So with my
we got music.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, okay. All right. Go ahead.
I am a fashion designer and illustrator, and I've been primarily self-taught over the years. And so through my travels, through my experiences, through a lot of mistakes, I have made my way into being who I am as an artist today. And so one of the things that really is, I guess, a key point for me is just being able to take my influences and fuse them together in one thing. And right now, I'm always influenced by cultural dress. And one of the most really fun things that I like to do is take kimonos and really incorporate different backgrounds and different parts of culture into that one showpiece that is something that would look amazing on or amazing on your wall. And so what I've made for this show is a brand new kimono that kind of references some of the past pieces that I've made of that same style, but this kind, it's like kind of reminiscent of like the 8-ball jacket from the 80s, like that whole like streetwear mixed with high fashion, mixed with fine art. And for me, there's always going to be a passion that lends itself to mixing prints, because I feel like when you take a lot of different things and put them together in only a way that you as the artist who you are in the world can put together, it's something that's really unique and really special. So I had a lot of fun doing this one. There's leather in there. There's some tribal print in there. There are just a lot of things that really light me up that honestly I really do want to, share this piece with the world, but I'm telling you, I held on a little bit tightly when I gave the hanger to Simone.
I know, and it's so funny because every time I see one of your kimonos, I'm like, I could see this on me. I should be wearing this somewhere. I should be on New York's Fashion Week, walking down 42nd Street in this, because this is like, I could pull that off, man. Will White, he is a exhibiting artist with us, but he's also an art pop artist himself from the class of 2023, and he's our only fashion designer in this exhibit.
Yeah.
So this is really cool. Like, when I knew that I was compiling a list of artists, I was like, oh, well, Will's coming. Like, Will is going to be a part of the group, because as you can tell, just his enthusiasm from his art and the way that he is able to incorporate so many different variations in leather, and layers of work, that it just comes out. And I think that is what I loved about these group of artists that will be exhibiting. Just want to make sure that if you want to meet Will White in person, which you do, I mean, you really do. You want to come to the reception this Friday at the Cain Center, 6:30 to 8:30. The bar's going to be there. Come in, get a drink, come talk to Will, see the work that he's talking about. Will, we had Autumn on prior to, so she was talking about her piece, and like out of the group that we have is just the group that you want to meet. That's what I think.
Love that.
I think that's where I'm gonna settle. That's the group. This is the group you want to meet.
So Will, this is Justin. Thanks so much for calling into the show.
Thank you so much, Justin. Thank you for having me.
Oh, of course, and thanks again for letting us show another one of your pieces. I know we got to show your other piece at the Art Pop exhibit last year, so we're super excited to have you back. Did I hear you correctly that you made this piece like just for this show?
I did.
Wow, that's pretty huge.
Yeah,
like that. I mean, you know what I mean? To make a piece for this show, not just. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm not hating on the other. A lot of times, because we know a lot of times artists may have pieces they've done, and they may select one to let us get to show. But the fact that you literally handmade one.
Yeah.
For this show, that's super special. We really appreciate that.
When I told him that we would love for him to be a part of the show, he looked at me. He said, I think I'm gonna make something, and I was like, please.
Love it.
He immediately said that.
Well, do you make other? I mean, I've seen a couple of your kimonos.
Yeah.
Do you do other fashion pieces that are not kimonos?
Do I? Yeah.
Oh.
Do I?
It runs the gamut. I have done so many things over the years. I did my own suit for my wedding. I did my wife's dress for our wedding. I do men's wear, women's wear, outerwear. I've done things for children. I've done things
Justin
for
wants
dogs.
a jacket.
So it's like...
I need a Cain Center blazer.
He does. What's funny? I'm so glad you said that, because I literally said that to him like a month ago. Like, he needs to get a Cain Center jacket.
I do.
So of course
All
you
right.
do.
All right. Well, listen, we've got to go to break. Will, thank you so much for calling in. Thank you for your art and your work.
Yes.
Everybody, come meet Will on Friday night at the Cain Center. Buy his kimono, and then after that, you can commission him to do a custom piece for you or something different if you want. So, all right, we're going to take a break. Thanks again, Will. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks,
come back
Will.
after the break.
Thank you. I'll see y'all Friday.
Yes, sir.
Bye.
There's more Know the Scene with Cain Center for the Arts Executive Director Justin Dionne on the way from 105.9, 100.7 WSIC. Local starts here.
Well, the snow lovers continue in pain and continue to miss out while the North Carolina mountains are getting all of that fun. A quick 1-2 punch tonight of a few showers, mainly while we're sleeping overnight, will amount to likely nothing more than 1/4 of an inch of rain across the area. Temperatures dipping down into the mid-30s for our Wednesday. We'll start with a shower possible before daybreak, but as we go throughout the day, clouds will hang on for a while, slowly clearing with sunshine to finish. Night temperatures in the mid and upper 40s. That's your forecast for the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Here's your WSIC community calendar. MerleFest is back, April 25th through the 28th at Wilkes Community College, featuring nearly 100 performers, including Old Crow Medicine Show, Turnpike Troubadours, the Teskey Brothers, Nickel Creek, and more. Tickets and information at merlefest.org. Listen each morning to Good Morning LKN for your chance to win tickets. Mooresville Parks and Recreation is excited to bring The Great Magician Murder Mystery Dinner Theater to the Charles Mack Citizen Center, Saturday, February 10th. This is not your usual murder mystery experience. An evening of theater and mystery that will have you laughing and gasping. The Great Magician Murder Mystery Dinner Theater, Saturday, February 10th. For more info, visit ourtownstage.com. Chi-Town Transit Authority is coming to Cain Center for the Arts, Saturday, February 3rd. Come hear the 8-piece Chicago tribute band, horn and woodwind sections included. Chi-Town Transit Authority, Cain Center for the Arts, Saturday, February 3rd. cainarts.org. That's CAINarts.org. The North Carolina Gun Collectors Association Gun Show is coming to the Statesville Civic Center, February 3rd and 4th. Always remember, safety first. For more info, including show rules and restrictions, visit the North Carolina Gun Collectors Association website. The NCGCA Gun Show, February 3rd and 4th, Statesville Civic Center. Want to attend the Charlotte Home and Remodeling Show? Throughout the day, you have your chance to win tickets. Listen to Good Morning LKN, the Home Ad Show, the News Drive at 5, and the Scoreboard. Each show gives you your chance to win. The Charlotte Home and Remodeling Show, February 23rd through the 25th. Have an event you would like to tell people about? Yard sales, estate sales, and everything in between? Visit WSICnews.com and click on events to submit your event today.
It's Know the Scene with Cain Center for the Arts Executive Director Justin Dionne on 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Dude, for a hot minute, that almost sounds like the beginning of Bust the Move.
Yeah, a little bit.
Like with the clapping and the bass real quick. It was like,
that on the way home.
That's right. Oh, it's a classic. It's so good. Young MC.
Yes.
Yes.
That's actually on my one of my workout playlists.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a good one. That's a good one for that.
It's on my running playlist. Just Bust the Move.
I didn't go to a party. Anyways, all right. We're back. Know the Scene this afternoon. Tuesday afternoon. Welcome, everybody. We're live today. Sometimes we pre-record. Today we're live. We are live. Those calls you heard, they were live calls.
Oh, that was so cool.
If anyone's listening and wants to call in, you can call in too with Simone and I in this last little bit of the show.
Yeah.
Last segment. So we've been talking today about the visual arts and 2 exhibits again going on. So just to recap for everybody again, Homegrown and Homegrown Jr. are both happening down in Oak Street Mill at the Cornelius Arts Center down in Oak Street Mill. Great exhibit. Again, great work by I'll call it hyper local artists, right? So specific to like Lake Norman region in those artists there, kids and adults.
Yeah, the kids came from East Mac High.
East Mac High. Oh, okay, wow.
Yeah.
So we have those, and that's a great show. Make sure to come check that out. And then we also have up in the Cain Center in the Keel Family Gallery, the Director's Choice exhibit. That, as Simone mentioned in the last segment, the Director's Choice exhibit has an opening reception this Friday evening.
Yes.
This coming Friday evening. I tell you what, it's a great, like, if you haven't been to one, I challenge you to come. Because it can break up your idea of what it would be like to go to one of these type things.
Yeah.
Because really, it's just fun. It's just more like a social kind of party event, and it's drop in, right? So it starts at 6:30. It's from 6:30 to 8:30, or really until Simone's like partied out, and then and we will have the bar open. So we'll have the bar. You can purchase beverage if you want and get it in one of our Cain cups if you'd like. And then you can even take it along the social district, depending on how the weather is this coming Friday evening. But just come out, and it can be a great date night thing. So like Rachel and I last week had a great time. We got a sitter for Friday night, and we went out for dinner. Actually, before we went out to an early dinner because like we're at that point where we're used to eating early. Because that's like
I wonder why.
Yeah, because we have like this 5-year-old thing in our house that like
Viv, shout out to Viv.
Yes, and she so we're just used to eating early. But we went out. So we actually went to downtown Davidson and had dinner at Mestizo's. Mestizo. If you haven't been there, it's great.
I haven't been there,
great.
but someone told me about it.
I mean, lots of wonderful restaurants around this area, but we went to Mestizo this time. Great. And we went to that and then got finished in time that we then came to the exhibit. Around maybe like 7 or 7:30 we got to the exhibit. And then hung out there for a little bit. And then, even went out after that a little bit, went up the hill and checked on the Frozen stuff, just checked in on them. But so it can be like, coming to exhibit opening this Friday night could just be a fun date night thing, on your way to dinner, after dinner, just like a fun thing to do, come hang out, check out the art. If you feel so inspired, purchase some art, help support artists and our community impact programs at the same time. And if you can't make it to the opening exhibit reception this weekend, it's okay because the exhibit itself is going to run through
March 29th. And Cain Center for the Arts exhibit, the gallery is open Tuesday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Or anytime you come to see a show. Yeah.
So if you're coming to Chi-Town this weekend.
Yeah, I was just about to say this weekend you can come pop in, take a look at it, the work.
Yep, and you can always tell if you're at a show and like you see a piece of art you want to buy, you can just go to the front desk there, the reception desk, and they'll be able to help you with that. And then next weekend we have Brooke and Darren Aldridge, who we spoke to Darren last week. He's great. If you all are folk, like traditional kind of bluegrass fans, like they're going to really put on an amazing show. They've been on the Grand Ole Opry over 50 times. So that'll be a great show if you're into that style of music. They're just real nice people. It was great talking to Darren last week about his journey and their journey and what their show's going to be like. So, but you could come there and purchase a piece of art as well. So
I think that's
lots of opportunities.
I was going to say, I think that's the cool thing about our facility and our organization. Like you can do a lot at one time.
Yeah.
Like you can come in, you can buy tickets. Even if you're there for a performance, you can see art. Even if you're there for a class, we have a kiosk in the lobby where you can grab a ticket. You can look at our performance brochure. You can go in before your class into the gallery. You can actually just sit in the lobby during our public hours and just watch.
Yeah, just hang out.
I was going to say, just watch all the things that happen.
Oh my gosh, Simone. Today, I had a 1 o'clock meeting, and I'm walking. If you've been to the Cain Center, or you've driven by even, you've seen like our lobby is just glass. It's glass, a big old curtain wall glass. Well, so I'm walking downstairs to meet my 1 o'clock appointment, and as I'm hitting the stairs, as I'm rounding the corner to go down the stairs, I look outside, and there was the cutest older couple. They brought a picnic basket.
Oh.
And we're sitting out in our plaza, on the you know what I mean, like on the ledge with their picnic basket.
That is
they
so
had
cute.
brought a picnic basket to Cain Center for the Arts out on the plaza in downtown Cornelius and had a picnic. Shout out to that couple.
Yeah, that's cute.
They were that's
so cute.
That's
cute.
I gotta tell you, it's little stuff like that is to me the cool stuff.
I think
that's the cool stuff.
It's cool because it's like real people doing real things in our building. It's not like something that's removed. Like you get all kind of crazy stuff that happens, like where you just see kids come in and they start talking about the art in their classes.
Right.
You got them parents coming in looking for performances. You got couples coming in and having picnics. So that means
that's
next
the
month
real
I might
stuff.
have a picnic.
That's right. So bring a picnic up to Cain Center, y'all.
I might.
Grab your person, bring a picnic. Have a good time. Speaking of, so you were talking a little bit about classes, Simone. So we just had other classes go on registration.
Yeah, Spring A.
Talk about that.
Spring A is officially on registration. We are on sale, and we are excited. We have 2 new classes that I definitely want to highlight. We have Let the Pencil Be Your Friend. So this kind of class is for a student that has some kind of interest in drawing. Maybe they've left it for a little bit and want to come back, whether they want to build a little bit more of technique and skill. You definitely want to be interested in taking this class. That's with Gail Kalinda. She is a great, phenomenal instructor. She normally teaches our watercolor class, but she wanted to do something different this session. So this session, she'll be teaching Let This Pencil Be Your Friend. So if you're interested in learning how to draw, some skills and some fundamentals, that's the class. And then we have this new thing where we're offering open studio packages.
Yes, that's a big deal.
That's a big deal.
So first of all, explain maybe in case someone's listening and is like, I have no clue what Open Studio means. What is Open Studio?
Open Studio is when students have the option to come in without instruction and come in and just kind of work on like fundamental skills or extra projects based on their class. A lot of our classes will either come maybe once a week. The students will come once a week to kind of like get more practice in for a new technique or new skill that they learned in class. So this is just like practice time without an instructor, but with the use of our facility. And so we generally offer 3 options per week for 6 weeks every session. But this upcoming session for Spring A, this is the first time we'll ever offer a package for those who only want to just come in. They don't really have the time for the different kinds of classes. You may have, missed the sign-in for it, but you're like, I actually just want to come and practice. Like, I just want to come in, get my hands wet, literally, and just kind of work.
Yeah, and just work with the clay.
Yeah, just work with the clay. Like, this is actually...
Now, is there a prerequisite for this?
Yes, you have to be at least intermediate level because you are...
So, do you have to have taken a certain amount of classes at Cain Center to prove that you're intermediate level?
2.
Okay, so if you've taken 2 ceramics classes at Cain Center, then you can now do Open Studio, the new Open Studio package.
Yeah.
And people really like it because once you get to intermediate,
right,
it's like you may still like classes, but you kind of want to be able
to do your own thing. Like you get a little bit more creative.
Yeah.
Because that's the beauty about clay. Like you're not just learning, like you're learning the medium, but then once you learn the medium, that's when the creativity kicks in.
Yeah.
So we have the mixed media class that helps you about
It's
texture.
like free time.
Yeah, it is. It's like just studio time. Like you got studio time. So this package, you get 3 options per week for 6 weeks. You sign up for it like it's a class. It's on the website. And of course, we still offer Open Studios just on a one-off basis. Like if you just want to come in on any of those 3 options, you can come in and be like, you know what, this Saturday morning, I'm going to go in and I'm going to practice on some clay. We still have that option. But this is particularly for those who know without a doubt, like, I want to be in the studio this session. Like, I want to go in there and I want to be in the lab. Isn't that what we call it? I want to be
lab.
I'm in the lab.
Yeah,
We're in the lab. So
jam.
Yeah, so the Open Studio package is for those who want to be in the lab.
Yeah.
So it's really exciting. Like, we've actually had a lot of
our that's something that you specifically came up with too, to respond to demand.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because like we have, as people may have heard on the show and may know if you're listening to, the ceramics programs that we have at Cain Center that happen down at the Cornelius Art Center, they are like they fill up like as soon as they go on sale, and they're very popular. And one of the things that you've heard for a while has been a request for some kind of extended Open Studio. So this was you grabbing, going, all right, and putting together a package that they'll be able to have now. So that's great.
Yeah. No, like we're excited about this. So we got classes, we got Open Studio, and then as always, we're offering workshops. So the next workshop will be in February with Renee. So if you just came to her Valentine's Day workshop,
which like sold out like that.
Yes, it did. They loved it, though.
Yes.
They loved it.
So, real quick, in the 50 seconds we have left, what about, everyone's wondering, when are summer camps going to be announced, Simone?
Summer camps are going to go on the website February 22nd.
Whoa, that's early. February 22nd.
Now, they don't go on sale till March,
they don't go on sale till March 1st, but you'll get like a week in there. Well, not quite a week because it's a leap year this year.
It is a leap year.
It is, But you'll get a little bit of time to review the summer camps and then sign up for the summer camps, and they're super popular.
Yeah, so February 22nd, that's when they'll go online, and you'll be able to look through them. And then in March, I think it's the first Monday in March, you actually get to purchase your seats.
That's right.
So we're good to go.
Well, Simone, thanks again for joining us today.
All right, next time I come, we're going to do something like...
We will. We'll do something fun.
We're going to do something wow.
Thank you, everyone, for listening today. Thank you for our callers.
Yeah, thank you for our callers.
This Friday night, come to the free exhibit opening.
Yes.
Have a great week.
All right,
know
have
the
a good
scene.
The new 105.9, 100.7 WSIC, Statesville, W290DK, Mooresville, Lake Norman, North Charlotte.